Sometimes you sit down and ask yourself, what happens if a foreigner dies in South Africa? Who notifies the family? And who pays for the funeral? And what if they are not documented? Does the embassy get involved? Last time on this channel, I talked about legal process of repatriating a body from a foreign land into South Africa. Today, I'm flipping the script. We're going to be talking about what happens if a foreigner is in South Africa and the process that allows them to repatriate their body back home. Hi, welcome back. My name is Bonso. In this channel, I talk about South African real life problems and how does the law applies to them. On today's video, we're going to talk about what happens if a foreigner dies in South Africa. First step, death confirmation. There must be a confirmation of death by a medical practitioner or a doctor where you will fill out what we call a death confirmation form. After that, the death must be registered at Department of Home Affairs. The Department of Home Affairs will in turn inform the embassy of the death. It doesn't matter whether the deceased had a valid visa, work permit that has expired, or tourist visa that has also expired or undocumented. South African law requires a death to be registered. 2. The notification to the embassy of the deceased. Whether the deceased come from USA, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, or any other place on earth, the embassy will be notified by local authorities that their member from a country has passed on. The embassy's role in this case is to notify the next of the kin in the country where they come from, actually assist with the paperwork, offer guidance on how the repatriation procedures work in the host country. Another question, and then who pays for the funeral? The misconception comes again. The embassy pays for a funeral. That is not the truth. The family is liable for funeral costs if you don't have travel insurance or the employer doesn't want to pay for your funeral. Because some people are here on work purposes, meaning that they, sorry about that. Number 3, this only occurs if the death happened under mysterious circumstances. The South African Police Service will have to pursue an investigation. This the cause might be violent crimes, murder, detention, and other reasons that are known to us. So what happened is that they will inform the embassy that the cause of death is not natural causes and we are investigating, and the autopsy may be conducted and the body might be kept for a while for a forensic examination. And if indeed the murder is being confirmed, the case will be proceeded within South African territory, meaning the court of South Africa will be the one having a jurisdiction to judge on that. This is what we mean by sovereign nationality. Things that are happening in South Africa, they belong to South African law. If it's a murder happening in South Africa, it's South African courts that are gonna judge on that. You ask yourself, who pays for the funeral? Things get a little bit complicated here. It is important to know that the embassy may assist, may offer support, but they don't cover the standard cost of the funeral. The family are liable to pay for the funeral if there's no travel insurance in place, or maybe you were working in South Africa and the employer did not include that as a package, but the employer did not include that as a package. But then if the family cannot afford to bury you or repatriate you, what happens? Because the immigration status does not override a right to human dignity, the South African government or the local government may legally bury you with the permission of the family, or they will ask the embassy to coordinate with the family the funeral and the procedures on how to go about it. But when doing it, you need to understand that you have to respect the municipal regulations of the local area that is happening where the funeral will be held. And maybe sometimes the religious uh, rituals and whatnot. I won't say rituals. The religion would be considered because we know that we are very diverse people as the world. Some people are Christians, some people are Muslim, Hinduism, and Buddhism. Answer the question that yes, South African government can indeed bury a foreigner with the confirmation and permission of the family. You ask yourself, what if the person is not documented? It is important to also note that immigration status does not overrule the right to human dignity. Everybody deserves a dignified funeral and to be treated with respect, dead or alive. You are a human being. If you are not documented, your death will be registered and you can be legally registered, and the embassy will also be involved in the process of repatriating you back to your country. However, lack of documentation can also delay the process of repatriation or even having a burial here in South Africa. The truth is, repatriation can cost from 50,000 to 100,000 depending on the location of the country. So your family may choose to bury you in South Africa because of the cost. So coming to South Africa, you must have insurance or enough money for you in case things go south. This video has answered the question of what happens when a foreigner dies in South Africa. We know very well that you need to be confirmed to be dead. The death must be registered at the Home Office. The police will be involved if the death happened under mysterious circumstances. The embassy will notify your family, your embassy, which will get the information from South African authorities, and the family has the right to choose whether you be buried in South Africa or they will be repatriating. If you find this video helpful, please do subscribe to this channel, because next time we'll be talking about what happened to the asset of disease if he's a foreigner in South Africa. Does South African law apply or the foreign law apply? How will he or the people who are supposed to get the inheritance from the foreign country get the inheritance? What are the processes? Goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow.